Hello my loves, welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing really well. In today's one, we're going to be going through how to make your 2024 your best year yet. I don't even know what to say about 2023. I feel like I found that one of my most challenging years. I feel like I had the most lessons in 2023 and a lot of testing moments, as in, you know, when you feel like you're being tested constantly and you're like, right, God, source, high power, whatever you want to call it, just give me a bit of a break. Like, I had a few moments like that in 2023, but at the same time I feel like I had so many blessings and so much to be grateful for last year. So this is the first year, I must say, where I've felt so called and so strongly to make sure this year is off to a really good start. And also, when I set any goal, having the framework behind it and the actual steps, processes to achieve that goal. And that is what I'm going to help you with today. If you feel like you set these big goals and you feel really disheartened toward the end of the year, I've got you covered. Broken it down into 6 steps to make 2024 your best year yet. The first one is to reflect on the previous year. Now, if you found 2023 was a really tough year, I know this can feel a bit daunting and you're thinking, I don't even really want to, I just want to move swiftly on. But I promise you, you've so much to be proud of from last year, and you can pull so much positivity from that. Even if you did have a tougher year, definitely whap out your journals and notepads, anywhere where you've even written to-do lists, and if you can get them out from like years prior, just to kind of see where you started. I went through one of my first notepads the other day, and it was, one of my goals was to achieve 20,000 subscribers, and it just warmed my heart and just made me realise, like, we all start somewhere. You just got to keep planting those seeds each day. And when you do reflect, just see what you've overcome in that year. Like, even if you feel like you've not made, say, huge achievements, like I feel like in your 20s it can be so confusing, and even in your 30s, because people are buying houses, people are having babies, people are getting engaged, and you're thinking, oh my god, I'm nowhere near that phase. And I just want to remind you, please don't compare your life. You're so unique, you've got a totally different journey, totally different life experiences, and there's no one that you can compare to that's had the same as you, and that's your uniqueness. Once you've gone through your journals and notepads, I want you to get up the wheel of life. So you can just type this into Google. You could do a hand-drawn version, that's what I did. It wasn't very pretty, to be honest, but it's fine, does the job. And it has all your life in different categories. So if I'm to go through this now, say my career would currently be about a 6 or 7. Now I want to get that to definitely like a 9. Health and fitness has been, oh my god, I'd probably say about a 6. I went on a 10k run this morning for the first time since last year, and it was my slowest pace. I just felt awful, but I'm really glad I just showed up for myself, and I can definitely get these numbers up. Fun and recreation would be about an 8. I've been really enjoying myself over the festive period. Environment right now, last year my environment was about a 3 for half the year. Now, since the house that we're living in has been renovated and it's livable, which is great, I'm not having to live in a total building site, I'd say that's probably like an 8. There's still a lot of stuff we need to finish off, like we don't have a balustrade on our staircase right now, so it's a hazard. Like, I'm petrified that I'm going to start, I've never slept walk, but all of a sudden I've become nervous that I'm going to start sleepwalking and fly off the flipping top step. Community, I'd be about a 6 right now. Family and friends would be a 9. I spent so much time with my family and friends, which has been so nice. Partner and love would be a 9. Personal growth and learning would be about a 5. So anyway, you can go through all these. Don't worry if some of yours are literally 1s and 2s, it's fine, we can work on it. But basically this just gives you a quick idea, and it's kind of mind-blowing when you look at it and you're like, oh my god, that needs work on. You just want to make sure you can strengthen each area. If it all needs strengthening as well, absolutely fine. When you work strongly on one area, it kind of can convert to the rest. Like, I know if I'm working on my health and fitness, I'm a nicer person all round, which means my relationships are better, my work life is better because I've got my routine. Second step is going through some journal prompts and shadow work. I flipping love these questions. You might not have ever asked yourself these kind of deep questions, so it might feel uncomfortable, but just stay with me, work through them, take your time. You could do these over 2 days. It doesn't need to be all in one day. If you feel like you don't really know the answers, you can spend some time actually just thinking about like what you genuinely feel. So these I will pop on the screen, but I'll read them out to you. So first prompt is, what were my favourite achievements this year? It doesn't need to be things. If you feel like you've been caught up comparing, thinking I haven't bought a house, I'm still living with my parents, or I'm not where I want to be in my job, I've lost my job. It can be achievements such as, I've built my resilience this year, I've learned patience, that things take time. Second question is, who did I feel my best around? This is a really powerful question, because sometimes when we surround ourselves with, even if it's like certain family members that you just notice, I don't really feel my best self around them, or I don't feel like I can be myself. Kind of know in this year, 2024, who you can surround yourself with more and who you can maybe not necessarily cut out but distance yourself from. Third one is, my favourite moments in 2023 were, then you can list those. I literally had a smile on my face when I was writing these down. A lot of them, my favourite moments were just when I was most carefree, I was laughing till my cheeks hurt, then sort of vibes. Fourth one is, what challenges have I overcome in 2023? Next is, what are your core values? Are there any you've compromised, and how can you realign with them? So this could be things like having boundaries. Like, do you feel like that's something you could have more of this year? Do you feel like you've not prioritized your health as much as you'd like? And just establishing what are your actual core values. Are you a really kind person? Can you be more accepting of the person you are if you feel like you're quite outspoken? Like, can you lean into that more and just come from a place of kindness rather than always trying to squish, think, oh, why do I talk so much? Or why do I do this? Why do I do that? Then, what negative self-talk do you often engage in, and how can you reframe it? This, oh my gosh, like, what are you saying? You know, when you go look in the mirror, is the first thing you say, is it negative? Are you saying, oh, God, I didn't need that extra Christmas cake, or I didn't need all them calories over Christmas and I can see it on my body? Can you reframe that thought and think, Christmas and New Year, this period where I'm with my friends and family, comes around once a year and I don't always eat the excess kind of extra calories. And if there's something you don't like visually and you want to change, that is also fine, but reframing it and thinking, I trust myself to be able to spend time and be consistent in training my body, eating well in order to change my body, and I trust myself in that. So you're not looking in the mirror thinking, oh my God, I need to lose weight now, and then jumping into these fad diets, rather than just taking a calmer approach. What fears or insecurities are preventing you from pursuing your goals? What steps could you take to gradually confront and overcome these fears? So, you know, the stuff we procrastinate on that make us feel our best selves, that's generally the stuff that we should be doing, isn't it? For me, I can get in my own head and not post the YouTube video or not post the Instagram reel that I've created and spent time on, because I'm feeling like I'm letting fears and insecurities say, oh, it's not good enough, or you could have done this, you could have done that, rather than just learning as you go but still showing up at the same time and not letting insecurities literally freeze you. Pinpointing, like, where's this fear coming from? Are you thinking of a certain person as you're posting something, or as you're sending an email? Like, say if you say Tom, you're thinking of a Tom when you're about to post a picture on Instagram or send a message, but you're worried what Tom's going to think. Can you imagine if you said to Tom, oh Tom, you're literally stopping my life? Like, Tom wouldn't even know that he has that much impact, and he's probably so concerned in his life that he doesn't even think about yours twice, sort of thing. Having that sort of realization, writing down on pen and paper, what is the insecurities, like what is it that's stopping you from pursuing your goals? I was recently listening to a podcast with Chris Williamson and Alex Hormozy, and it was about death. That is something that is the biggest motivator, because sometimes we just think we have all this time to procrastinate on, because, oh, we'll do it tomorrow, we'll do it next week, and then it never really happens. And I think one of my biggest fears is living a life and looking back, regretting it, rather than just taking the risk. Third step is to write your yearly goals. This can be kind of based off of your reflections, your journal prompts, and your wheel of life. So I use Time Stripe. It's kind of similar to Notion, but I just feel like it's great because it's clear, it's concise. I've used it for quite a while, and I can split it into my year, months, weeks, and then days, which works really well for me. I also kind of do some stuff on pen and paper, and I have my paper journals as well. What I've done is created like a board, so it's 2024 goals, and then I've just used the Wheel of Life category. So I've got my career, health and fitness, personal growth, love and relationships, hobbies and community, environment, and then finance. And what I'd really recommend doing is picking 3 big top goals and pretty much not getting rid of the rest, but just putting them into a bit of a wish list. And then once you've got your 3 big goals, you need to make sure you've got a goal setting strategy. I feel like SMART goals is the most uncomplicated because that is your specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. 4th step is your fitness goals. If you're wanting to achieve any fitness goal, to get faster at running, to get stronger, to build lean muscle, it needs to be in a way that's realistic for you. So if you are currently training like 3 times a week and you're expecting yourself to get to the gym 6 days a week, why don't you start with 4 days and then build it up from there? Like, build your habits slowly and in a way that you're not just going to be disheartened and then constantly feeling like you're in this loop of failure. Say if you want to get leaner, setting yourself a time frame, so giving yourself say 8 to 12 weeks to lose overall body fat, and breaking that big goal into, right, what is my monthly goal? What weight do I want to lose, or what body recomp do I want to achieve in 6 weeks time? Breaking that down into what habits would I need to be doing on a weekly basis, and then breaking that down into what do my daily habits look like if I'm trying to lose weight. That brings me on to making sure you create some accountability. Like, I feel like if I don't have any accountability and I just set a loose goal, say if I want to build muscle, but I don't have a plan in place, like I'm not really going to achieve that goal. You need to make sure you've got some skin in the game, and what I mean by that is you're following a workout plan that's a set amount of time, say 6 to 12 weeks, or you're investing in a coach and investing in you. Sometimes I think we can be quick to go, you know, we'll go out with the girls on a weekend, buy 2 cocktails, whereas we won't spend that £20 in investing or in a workout program or a workout coach. Invest in yourself. There's a much bigger likelihood that you will actually commit to that goal as well. Other ways to create accountability is, say if you want to book a marathon, booking that in for, say, in 6 months time, booking and scheduling the workout classes that you're likely going to show up. It's kind of funny how we'll show up for someone else, like say if you've got a nail appointment, you wouldn't be late, but say if it's a gym session, you yourself and I, you can sometimes just sleep on yourself, and this year we are not doing that. We are getting out of our own way. Also with fitness, I think it's so powerful joining a community. I've got lots of workout programs for both at home and also in the gym on my app Live and Lift. I've got a perfect 2-week kind of reset program, my Sculpt Challenge, which is all home workouts with dumbbells, and then I've also got my gym-based programs and a new one launching this month. 5th step is nutrition. So for this year, making sure you've got a scheduled food shop delivered maybe on the same day each week. This just means that you're set for the week, you're saving time, you're not having to go to the supermarket if you have got a really busy lifestyle and you feel like you end up just buying or ordering takeouts and on delivery, and just helps with having healthier eating. And then another nutrition tip is to organise a vitamin stack that supports you best. For me, I like to make sure I'm supporting my hormones and also inflammation. I have got my bulk vitamin stack. So in here I've got my omega-3s, a multivitamin, digestive enzymes, and a turmeric capsule. And I just like having it in here. It's super easy. Another thing is to prioritize your gut health. Your gut is like your second brain, and it affects your skin, your energy levels, your bloating, your mood. So making sure you've got lots of things like fermented foods, fibre in your diet, you're eating balanced meals, so making sure you've got your protein, carbs and fats with each meal. That's also going to maintain your fullness, and just you'll feel a lot more sort of rounded and balanced. Number 6 is all about lifestyle and personal growth. So I've got time management. This is a big one for me this year. 2023, I ended up procrastinating a lot. I feel like it was in the mornings because I'd start on work stuff and then I'd be on my emails, and then before you knew it, my day would just be sort of disintegrating, and I feel like I wasn't swallowing the frog, like doing the hardest thing first. So time blocking and giving yourself, say, 2 hours to do certain tasks like your emails, your admin, giving yourself time to get ready, because that's one thing that I think is so important. Like, I notice I feel a totally different human when I've got my hair and makeup done, I'm smelling nice, and making time for that. I generally like to train in a little bit of makeup as well, so rather than expecting yourself to wake up, get out the door, have makeup on in 10 minutes, like just being realistic with your time frames and having an understanding of how much things and how much time things take. And that way you can create your daily and weekly schedule. So if you've not done that before, you could just start by seeing how long certain things take. And then self-care practices. This is something that I feel like everyone should prioritise. I feel like this hustle culture can kind of just shame self-care, when I think self-care is one of the biggest, most productive thing that you can do, because it just keeps you sane for one, and also helps your mental well-being. If you feel like you're so work focused and you want to be in your feminine energy, you will really benefit from having some self-care practices. It doesn't have to be hot bubbling baths, but it can be things like having boundaries with people, saying no more if you feel like you're always saying yes, and being a people pleaser, giving yourself time to totally just unwind, and that's off your phone. Like, you know, sometimes you can end up sat on your phone for 35 minutes and you're just thinking, where's that time gone? I could have done something else. For me, self-care wise, it is meditation, journaling, and implementing things like weekly Pilates or weekly yoga, and just taking the time to be slow and relaxed. With setting any goals, to have a reflection period, a monthly check-in with your goals, just to make sure that you can actually see the steps you're taking, working towards that bigger goal. So the 6 steps that will totally transform your 2024 year. We are all currently living in an answered prayer. We are living in something or somewhere that we have worked for or wished for, and I just wanted to remind myself and also you that sometimes we can get so caught up in goals, and we can put our happiness in saying, oh, once I have achieved this body, I'll be happy, or once I've achieved this goal, I'll be happy. And we're probably also living in one of those right now, and it's not about putting all our happiness on one thing, but just enjoying the process and also the person that we become. Let me know how you get on with the journal prompts. If you could drop me a comment down below, and also make sure you have liked this video. I appreciate it so much. It helps and supports my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.